The Vallarta Botanical Gardens offers visitors so many things to do, including hiking. In addition, you can check out the flowers, birds, butterflies, ponds, church and restaurant, plus souvenir shop. This video will give you a complete guide of the Jaguar Trail. The gardens are located only a short distance south of Puerto Vallarta, easily accessible by bus, Uber, or taxi. You can catch the bus at the corner of Paseo Badillo and Aguacate, and the price for the ride one way is 50 pesos. The bus ride along these windy, curvy roads will take you approximately 45 minutes to get you to the entrance of the gardens. An Uber or taxi will cost you between 400 and 650 pesos to reach the entrance of the Botanical Gardens from Centro. A short walk down the driveway will take you to the entrance booth. The cost for entry into the Botanical Gardens is 300 pesos per adult and 100 pesos for each child. From the entrance, it's just a short walk down to the souvenir shop and restaurant where you'll find the start of the trails. Most people walk the trail in a clockwise rotation. To do this, just proceed out of the souvenir shop past the bathrooms and you'll see a sign pointing to the path leading to the Jaguar Trail. I think in that direction it might be a little bit easier since you start on pretty level ground. Proceed very slowly to the top of the ridgeline and then you'll proceed down to the water. I myself, for this particular hike, decided to walk it counterclockwise. In order to do this, you pick up the trail at the very, I guess it would be the east end of the souvenir shop at the lower level, or you can walk along the path just outside the souvenir shop and it'll curve around to the start of the trail. Just look for the signs that say Rio or River. If you are unsure where to start, just talk to the people or staff at the gift shop and I'm sure they will be glad to help you. The other option is to talk to some of your fellow visitors. I'm sure most of them have been here before. It's very common for repeat visitors, and they can point you in the right direction. As you can see, the trail is very easy to navigate. It's wide. It's very family friendly. So if you want to bring young children along with you, that's actually a great idea. I think they're going to enjoy it. The total length of the trail is only 1 kilometer long and should only take you about half an hour to complete. To the left-hand side, you'll see a stairways, and that is the stairway that leads from the very east end of the souvenir shop down to the start of the trail. We didn't have any issues with bugs on this particular trip, but the gardens are known for some no-see-ums or sandflies, which can sting if you get bitten. So as a precaution, we always spray ourselves down. On any given day, there's normally lots of people on the trail, so you don't worry about being alone. And it's also super easy to navigate, lots of signs, and the trail is clearly marked. So the first part of the trail means walking down this brick-lined path until a gate. The gate is normally unlocked. Once you slide past that, you'll head directly to the river. Gracias. I hope you brought your bathing suit because one of the most popular things to do here is to actually take a dip in the river. There's several pools you can climb in, and it's not unusual to see families just cooling off in this section of the Botanical Gardens. The walk along the river is actually fairly short, but in my opinion, probably the nicest part of the hike. Although I will say going through the jungle sections is also very picturesque, and I like the quiet, and also there's generally a lot of birds and butterflies as you walk along the trail. I would suggest you bring some water shoes with you if you're planning to swim. As you can see, there is some sand here, but there's also a lot of smaller rocks. So having water shoes will just make it that much more comfortable. So at this point, we'll be leaving the river and we'll be heading up into the hill. Again, the path's clearly marked. You can see the Jaguar Trail signs very frequently along the path. There are handrails, and like I said, not very difficult at all. So it's a slow, steady climb up, a switchback trail, in fact. Very easy to do. And as I said, going this way may be a little bit harder than going clockwise along the trail, but overall, both ways are very easy. I just like getting down to the river quickly, and often we take a dip in the river before doing the trail itself. So we're proceeding up to the top of the trail through this jungle at this time of year, which is at the beginning of March. It actually has a lot of foliage, has dropped. It's not overly, dense is what I'm trying to say. It's the dry season, so you've lost a lot of leaves. If you came in, let's say, November, you would find it a lot more thicker in cover, and the views wouldn't be quite as good or easy to see through. You can see the trail is well worn. This trail is very popular. You'll find lots of people taking it when they visit the gardens. I think it's one of the highlights of the Botanical Gardens, and the fact that they put this trail and several others here just makes a visit that much more enjoyable. And the gardens themselves are incredible, and I would say you probably need a minimum of 4 hours at the gardens, and you can definitely spend up to 8 hours, especially if you're staying for lunch. And I highly recommend lunch at the restaurant. It is excellent. The chefs are fantastic, and they have a wide selection of Mexican food primarily, but some seafood, and also things like clubhouse sandwiches and hamburgers. So for those people who want to eat something a little more common in Canada or the United States. These trails are well maintained.
What's that?
These trails are well maintained. So it looks like we can go to the right. That's a Chakalaka Trail, but we're doing the Jaguar today. You can see from the video that the trail is well maintained and well used. There is a very easy and clear path to the top, and it only is about half a kilometer at most, maybe only a quarter kilometer actually of an uphill climb before you start until you reach the top. And from there it becomes exceedingly easy, and then very easy when you do the downward walk all the way back to the restaurant. As I said earlier, this trail is very easy to do and very family friendly, and you often meet family groups walking the trail. So this would be a great trail if you want to introduce your young children to hiking. It'll get them started with a very easy trail to get used to the concept of getting out into the woods or the jungle and experience what hiking's all about.
Hola.
Hello.
Well marked. Easy trail. Good steps here.
As you can see, the staff take great pride in the Botanical Gardens and the trail. Anytime there is a little bit of a steeper incline, they've installed steps, which makes it that much more navigable. So both young and old are often on the trail because it's so easy to do. And the fact that it's only 1 kilometer long means that it's not overly strenuous as well.
Is that the swimming area?
It's way down the other end.
Oh.
You're about a third to halfway across.
Oh, okay.
Now, even though I say the trail is well maintained, the other thing I like about the trail is that they don't do much work to either side of the trail, which means that it really has a natural feel. So the trail ends at the bathrooms near the souvenir shop. Once there, in order to return to Puerto Vallarta, all you have to do is walk down the driveway to the entrance. Once you're at the entrance in the highway, cross the highway, turn right, and there is a bus stop and shelter just down a short distance down the path, maybe about 200 yards at most. You'll be looking for the El Tuito bus. It should stop there automatically, and the cost is 50 pesos to return to PV. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe.